Hello everyone, this is Magbo Gaming here, and I think this topic needs to be said honestly. And let me know if you guys agree to it too. So, why am I complaining about the lack of physical releases on the PS4 first of all? Because I feel that a lot of the games that are coming out today only on PS5 and maybe even on Switch is because of the business aspect. And what I mean by that is that PS4 is getting to the point where it's still alive, it's still being supported in some ways, but there's a lot of companies that want to move away from the PS4, even though there's still over 40% of players still on the PS4 today. And then you see that a lot of these games does not come out on PS4, and if they do come out on PS4, they come out digital only. So I'm like, well, if the internet wasn't much of a thing back then, they still be physical PS4 games coming out by a lot more than it is now. That much I would say for sure. So this is something called planned obsolescence. So even though the PS4 is almost 12 years old at this point, games are still coming out for it because the PS5's graphical leap compared to PS4 is not a huge difference. Just like in some way, shape, or form, we know the Switch 2 is more powerful than Switch 1, right? But the graphical leaps in certain games like Pokemon ZA, there isn't much of a leap. It's still like a Switch 1 game in 4K pretty much, you could say. So getting back on the PS4, the thing is that the PS4 right now is a budget console. You could get a used one for like under $100 sometimes if you're lucky enough, but usually between $80 to $120 you could get a PS4 Slim with a controller and a game perhaps as well. You could get all that for very cheap these days. But with PS5 today, it's been almost 5 years since PS5 came out, and I do want to get one. I've been saying for a while now that yeah, there was a time that I didn't care about the PS5, that I'm like, PS5 is not having much reason whatsoever for me to actually jump ship to PS5. PS4 is still more than enough for me to enjoy myself for years to come. That's what I said to myself a couple years ago. But now with games like Eden Zero coming out only on PS5, and clearly if you look at that game could run just fine on PS4. Like literally, like you could easily be able to run this on PS4. I'm pretty sure maybe even Nintendo Switch can some way, shape, or form running. Then we got Sonic Crossworlds, another game that did came out on PS4 but digital only. So you have a physical release on Switch, PS5, and Xbox One / hold on, Xbox Series X and Xbox One. What does this mean? It means that the Xbox version can run just fine on the old school Xbox One game. Where's the PS4 physical release of that game, right? Tell me, why is there no physical release on that? That could run just fine on PS4. Because here's the logic. Anything that runs on Switch, anything that comes out on Switch, whether it be Atelier Yumiya that didn't have a PS4 physical release as well this year, and many others, there's just like, oh, Switch and PS5. I'm like, why is there no PS4 physical release? Some of us want it physical. They don't want to just stay digital. Oh, because you want me to buy a PS5, right? Okay, so how much a PS5 cost today? It's more expensive than it was a couple years ago. Was it? Yes. $550 for a PS5 brand new with the disc? And the digital version is $500 where it used to be $400 back then? Ridiculous, man. I know the whole tariffs and all that stuff's happening, but come on, dude. No excuse. I could totally understand you making a lot less copies for PS4 version, but there's a lot of people on PS4 still. There's a lot of people that has not jumped ship from PS4 to PS5, me included. But yet, I'm already building up my PS5 collection. Got this, got this, got this, and I also got this. So, yes, I'm starting to get interest on the PS5 myself now. But it started happening in like late 2024 or mid 2024. And I'm like, maybe I should get into it. Then, well, here it is, guys. This is my small PS5 collection. And it is going to grow. Mark my words, it is going to grow. I don't think it'll ever grow as much as my PS4 collection, let alone my Nintendo Switch collection. but it will grow. The thing is that there are certain games now that I really want, and if I want to just play them, I could just download on my Steam Deck. It's true, like most of them. Matter of fact, all the games in my PS5 collection right now, I could get it on my PC over there or my Steam Deck. But you could see why I value physical media overall, because like you never know if the Steam store is ever going to shut down. You never know, in the future you're gonna have a lot of other issues, and you never know if internet will not be much of a thing later on, and I want to be able to still play these games offline. That's another thing too. So the thing is that Sony is planning obsolescence, because they really want PS4 users to go to PS5, but yet they don't realize that the PS5 entry point is people are getting priced out of it. A lot of people are getting priced out of PS5. $550 for the base PS5 with the disc, $750 for a PS5 Pro without the disc drive, by the way, which is retarded, I'm not gonna lie. And then the PS5 digital edition for $500. Like, you expect people in this economy right now to jump ship to PS5, and you don't consider the lower middle class people that are stuck with PS4. A lot of younger people are actually playing Fortnite, Minecraft, and all that stuff on PS4 that are not graphically intensive for you to upgrade to a PS5. They don't see a need for them to upgrade to a PS5 if their PS4 can still run many games online perfectly fine, and yet they also have a big library of games. So getting back to all those releases, all these games that I mentioned, Eden Zero, Sonic Crossbow Racing, yes, I do want that too, Atelier Yumiya as well, and I can understand Stellar Blade not being on PS4, nor Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because of the open world aspects, but there are most of the games. Like I said, if it could come on Switch, it could certainly come out on PS4. You can make less copies of PS4 releases than PS5 and Switch, because I understand that PS5 and Switch are more popular than PS4 now. But what I have a problem with is that you will force the few people that are still on PS4 to go digital. And that's what I have a problem with. Because in that case, I might just get on the Steam Deck, because I have a freaking Steam Deck as well. Looking for an editor for your YouTube videos? Even someone to create custom thumbnails for you? Then I can surely be of help to you. I have over 15 plus years of experience editing videos via Vegas Pro, and around the same amount of years of experience designing thumbnails, banners, and other stuff via Photoshop. If you look around my YouTube channel here, I can claim that I have made all these thumbnails myself, and I did all the editing as well. Not to brag, of course, but showing my proof of work here. If you or anyone you know is interested in these services, click on my Fiverr link below, and we can discuss how you want the video to be made for you alongside your thumbnails. I will send you a good offer which will benefit us both depending on the time and effort it requires for your creations to be done. Looking forward to do business for you. Now let's get back to the video. Like, I have options. I have options to play these games if I so wanted to. I could get a bigger discount. But the thing is with me, that I enjoy physical media. I want to preserve these games for the future. I want to be able to have control if I ever want to sell in the future. If I ever want to like put them on a shelf for display like I'm doing these days. And with digital options, you don't have an option to sell them. You don't have an option to put it on the shelf. You don't have an option to even preserve the game. So come on, man. PS4 is still popular, even though it's less popular than PS5 now. But I'll tell you one thing, PS4 is outliving the PS2, 100% guaranteed. It's gonna outlive the PS2 very soon. The PS2 by the 12th year. So let's just say PS2 came out in December of 2000. 12 years later, 2012. PS2 is barely living. I think it got discontinued, the console manufacturer, between 2011 or 2012. The PS2 still has some new games in certain stores and GameStop and stuff at the time, but it is dwindling and fast. But there was a good reason for it, because by then HD TVs were pretty much a thing that anyone can afford at the time. Most people were able to get PS3s. PS3s were getting a lot cheaper. You could easily get one for under $200 12 years later. Well, yeah, 12 years later after the PS2. So let's compare that with PS4. PS4 came out in November of 2013, and by next month in 2025 is gonna be 12 years. Yes, it's been that much already. Crazy, right? So honestly, at this point, PS4 is still having presence in every single GameStop stores, in every single mom and pop store, having a bunch of brand new games. There are still multiple games being released on PS4 with indie developers, and certain mainstream games are still being released on PS4. Sure, you go to Walmart, there's barely any presence on PS4, but Walmart sucks, let's be honest. When it comes to the game selections, Walmart sucks big time. And every other stores are better than Walmart. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm also mad at Puerto Rico as well for not importing physical PS4 games that exist and that are coming out. So any PS4 games you see in GameStop that are coming out will probably never come here in Puerto Rico. And that's what pisses me off as well. Because I think they are capable of pleasing the few PS4 fans out there still left with brand new games. You know when was the last time I bought a PS4 game brand new? I think it was back in 2023 at this point. But if they were to continue to release PS4 games that are currently coming out and all that stuff, well, guess what? Basically, I would have still be buying PS4 games today. Hopefully at a fraction of a cost, of course. But what you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about PS4 artificially dying out. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of games are coming out that are not those first party exclusive games that I'm pretty sure cannot run on PS4 very well. But a lot of the indie games, a lot of the third party games, and many other games like that that are not graphically intensive can be on PS4 still. Literally can be on PS4. Because PS4, they don't want to admit that PS4 is OP. Pretty awesome. It went head to head with the Nintendo Switch for a while too. Yes, it was basically the competition between PS4 and Switch for several years, from 2017 to like 2022 or 2023. They were neck and neck. They were the consoles to go to for literally everything you could think of. And just now, the PS5 finally surpassed the PS4 in user base. This year, by the way. So I think that it's a little bit too soon for PS4 to come out, because until PS5 becomes more affordable for the consumers to buy, because $550 at this economy isn't an affordable price, an affordable entry price for people to enter. Like even $300 is questionable for a used copy. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm hoping to get a PS5 under $300, but if I was still working today, if PS5 was priced fairly, trust me, I would have gotten a PS5 a year ago at this point. Like a 100% guarantee. If I was still living the life I was living a few years ago, and PS5 was not inflated in price and stuff like that like it is now, trust me, I would have had a PS5 a year or two ago. Also, if PS5 had a lot of good games from the get-go, yes, I would have had a PS5 3 years ago probably. But no, PS5 never gave me a reason to upgrade for years until now, because you forced me to do so. Yes, you literally forcing me to upgrade to PS5 when many games can be played on every other platforms, but you only have it physical on the PS5. And you know that I love physical releases. You know that I love that. You got me there. And that's why I'm planning to get a PS5. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Click the like button, click the subscribe button if you agree to it and you want to see more videos from me that are game related, game hunting related and all that stuff. And if you're looking for a video editor to edit your videos in the future, I could help you out. You could contact me on Fiverr and we could arrange something out, give you a good deal on it and stuff. And yes, I will see you all in the next one. Good luck with the hunt. If you're still also struggling to get a PS5 as well in this economy, then I totally understand you, honestly. I totally understand. And I'll see you all in the next one. Magbo out, and peace. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other related videos here as well. I also have a Discord server you can join for the video game collecting community, and an Instagram you can follow as well. I even got some merch you may want to check out, my TeePublic link below. Hope to see you again soon.